Hey everyone, this is Player 1.
And this is Player 2.
And we're coming to you with another podcast.
Yeah, and Player 1 has made a beautiful list of stuff that I need to read off of. So I guess the first thing on the list on this podcast is the auto assist in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We're kind of on the opposite side of each other on this list. Player 1 thinks that it's considered cheating, and I kind of think it's not a big deal as people are saying it is. So I'll let Player 1 give his point of view first.
Alright, so this is the way it works. Anything that makes a game more accessible to people is fine with me. There's no reason to stop it. It's like the whole Dark Souls and the easy mode thing. I would love to see an easy mode on Dark Souls because I'd probably play more of them. But when it comes to online competitive play, I do think it's cheating. If you're going to have it, then have it in its own quarantined area. Just like you can pick a match if you're going to play battle, or if you're going to race, or if you're going to play a certain type of, limitation on any other racing game. I think this should be it. It should be like this. You have a limitation that says people with drive assist can play in this area. And people that don't want drive assist, they won't play with people that have drive assist. Simple as that.
Well, my point of view is that it's not a big deal. Now, granted, I don't lean towards the people that are saying that Dark Souls, you need to play it in hard mode. I mean, in the way that it is meant to be played, that an easy mode will take away from it. I think that as long as it's not hurting you. Because if they would add an easy mode in Dark Souls, you don't have to use it if you don't like it. And again, it would benefit. I'm one of those people that will benefit from it. I won't lie. I mean, it'll make me, not just because I'll be able to finish it quicker or beat the game, but it's also will make me enjoy the world a little bit more instead of just worrying that I'm going to die every 2 minutes. But regards to Mario...
I don't even think if that ever happened, I doubt that easy mode would be like actually easy. It'll still be a pain in the ass.
It's not good. I'm not talking about giving you invincibility or infinite ammo or anything like that. But even though those were things that in previous generations, that was a thing. But
yeah, it's cheat codes or whatever.
Exactly. Or even when you beat Resident Evil, you will get unlimited ammo.
Yeah.
But anyway, with Mario Kart 8, I think it's not a big deal because there are people out there that maybe don't have dexterity as good as other people. Maybe they have not just a medical condition, and they don't want to play with just children, or maybe they suck. But like you. Yeah, whatever. Make a joke. But again, it's maybe they don't want to play with just children, or maybe somebody's not as good of it as a player. But there's some caveat to as far as the assist. I mean, you can't take the shortcuts. You also have a limited in regards to the turbo mode, I think it is, and I believe in tournaments you can't use it. So I disagree with you on that.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. However, just like you wouldn't see, in a sports game, in a competitive mode of even like in high school or middle school, whatever, or even just for a community, those limitations keep you from playing. The same thing happens in video games. Now, video games is nice because it's more inclusive. Almost anybody can play regardless of any kind of disability you have. Great. But if you want that assist mode, there's a place for you. Go to the area that has the assist mode. Just like if I want to play Burnout and let's say I want a certain limitation, or if I want to play any game like multiplayer and I want a hardcore mode, then I'll go to the hardcore mode. Or if I want a certain amount of extra life like on Mortal Kombat, I can make the decision to extend the life bar. You can have more options. More options is not a problem in this case. My problem is that if I don't want to play with somebody like that because it does give you a competitive edge, then I unfortunately don't have the option to say no.
I would disagree with you. So you're trying to basically tell somebody who's maybe has a disability, a grown adult, to play with maybe children or somebody else.
Okay, but here's the problem. Just by saying that, you're assuming a lot. You're making up this random Joe that supposedly has a disability. It's not a
random Joe. There are many people that have disabilities. There
but that doesn't mean those many people are playing Mario Kart. You're making a huge assumption there, and you're making another assumption saying that there's a bunch of kids playing the
No. There's adults playing the driver assist, but again, I think we gotta take ourselves away from this because at the end of the day, this isn't the NBA. It's a video game. It's Mario Kart 8. It's not. It's meant to be played with many different ages, and
who cares?
And
I agree. Who cares? But my problem is this: balancing in multiplayer is huge, right? It's huge. That's the whole point. That's all you hear people bitch about. Usually, updates that happen in shooters for multiplayer are always balancing one weapon that's too strong or whatever the case is. It's an important process of gaming and making a game good, and this messes with the balance of the game. If I was playing Battlefield 1 and I had this crazy assist aiming where it would help me get headshots, but I can't use automatic weapons, that would still be a competitive edge over somebody who can't get headshots. That's just the case. Now, if I want to play with that on, perfectly. I'll go play on the lobby that has the assist aim. Well, the same thing with Mario Kart. I'm okay with it being available. I'm not okay with forcing me to play with those kind of people.
Well, I'd have to disagree with you on that. And I think that the competitive advantage that you're saying is not really all that there. Especially that since you can't take some of the shortcuts, you're limited on the turbo boost.
With that thing where, like, let's say you don't fall off the bridge, that's seconds that you save by not falling off Rainbow Road or whatever it's called, that annoying map, right? Okay. In racing, seconds are equivalent to kills in like a shooter. It's like your kill death ratio, your racing time. Your second can mean you getting first or second place. 1 second of messing up in something or other. So that does mean you have a competitive edge. Whether it's a worthwhile competitive edge even we're talking about, probably not. But it's still it's a problem you have to think about, especially in future games.
I understand that.
Doing this kind of thing.
I understand that, but at the same time, the people without the assist, they can take the shortcuts.
Yeah, but what if somebody's without people taking, even the people that play without assist aren't great. You run into a lot of people that can't really play the game. That's normal. Not everybody's great, right? Well, those people that are not great and don't have it on may get screwed because in their little shortcut they'll fall off a bridge. But guess what? You on the assist will not fall off. Okay. I just think we're gonna disagree. I think we're gonna have to disagree.
I think we're gonna have to disagree
on
that.
Can you agree with this? At least you should have the option to choose if you want to compete with those people that have it.
I will give you that. Again, I understand that will probably be a little bit more fair. That if you play with people with the assist, but I wouldn't add it as an option, at least at this point, because I'd have to play more and see if the assist is very detrimental or it gives you so much of a competitive edge. But I haven't seen that yet, so
all right.
Well, I'd have to disagree at this point.
I want to hear what people think. So if you're listening to this, please comment down below and let us know, because we haven't come to a decision. We're both in two different, and we agree with a lot. It should be included in the game. I'm okay with that, but I don't think. Well, you heard our points. Let us know what you think below, and especially if you have the Switch and you have Mario Kart, I would love to know what you guys think. If you really think about it, it may not even matter, which I personally think more than likely it's such a small amount of people using it and it really doesn't help. But the fact that it can is a problem.
Yeah, and I think that it's not really a big deal. Anyway, moving on. The next thing in the list is
you didn't say with that said. I was hoping you'd say that again.
Well,
that's like your phrase.
Let me give it to all our fans here.
Do it.
With that said, the next thing on our topic is the Xbox Scorpio having the FPS counter on it.
All right. So when I saw that, I immediately knew that it's not what's going to come out for people. It's impossible that, not impossible, but no developer is going to want you to know what the real FPS is.
I completely agree. As soon as I saw that, I said, that's not going to make into the final product. Because, again, like you said, a developer is not going to want you to know the exact FPS that's going to be on there. Because at the end of the day, if you have a game like a JRPG, even though they don't come to Xbox as much, but let's say you have a Final Fantasy game that's running anywhere from 44 to 56 FPS, or maybe up to 50 FPS. And it doesn't look as good as newer titles. Gamers are going to be like, wait a minute, why isn't this game playing at 60 FPS if it's not as great as the other games?
Here's what I think the real thing is. All these games like Call of Duty, Battlefield, like, we're a 60 FPS. We've always been. No, you're not.
No,
you're 60 FPS up to 60. So sometimes you're in 50 something, but you flirt with 40 basically the entire time.
I have to agree with that. You're never really at a solid 60. And guys, if you never really played on PC, you don't know what you're missing. Yeah, it is night and day the difference.
It'll make a crappy game look better because it's better frame rate. Frame rate it's not more important because it goes hand in hand with graphics, but it can make games, even a game like these Call of Duties that tend to look crappy lately, you put a real 60 frame on it solid, it'll make a big difference to the game.
And even more so when you game on PC and you get up to close to 100 frame rate.
Yeah.
100 FPS. It is amazing. But anyway, I agree with you on that the Scorpio won't add it. And also because Microsoft doesn't want to sit there and say, hey, our system can maybe allow 60 FPS, but it's not our fault, it's their fault. And this pointing finger game,
and as a developer, you're gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna promise you 60 FPS because we're cheap developers. Like, again, how games come out, we're not gonna waste the time
on optimizing.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Here's a question though: are you gonna buy the Scorpio?
As far as right now, I have no intention on buying the Scorpio. I'd have to see what games they have and if it's even worth buying. But given that there's barely any exclusives that I've heard of, and again, I really haven't liked the way Microsoft has done the whole Xbox lineup after the 360, the way that they're going with the whole Windows 10 thing, I really don't see myself buying it. Now, again, they may be able to change my mind. Maybe Scorpio comes out and it does everything that I've ever wanted in a console. But until I see more, I'm really not too excited about it. This whole thing about throwing teraflops in the air and this and that.
That's
and
just
saying,
a buzzword.
Exactly, man. And saying that it's 4K with a little asterisk. It's native 4K on some games, indie games, and maybe not native on other. That's just hype. Until I see something better, I'm not gonna really consider it. Now, I guess with that said,
I'm sorry I even said anything.
The third thing on our list is Infinite Warfare, the remastered, right?
Yeah.
Apparently they've announced that, or
not Infinite.
No, not Infinite
Warfare.
Modern Warfare. The remaster may be coming on its own.
First of all, if it is true, it's about time. That was stupid to do that. I get what they were trying to do, a business thing and be dicks about it, but that was a bad business move.
It's beyond bad. It's ransoming a game, and then adding microtransactions and a whole bunch of other stuff.
So, I mean, this, even if it comes out, this wouldn't solve the microtransaction issue. This wouldn't solve that it's probably going to release and you need a season pass to get those maps and all that crap. But supposedly, I think Gamefly, that website where you rent video games, had a posting about it or something.
Yeah, that it's going to come out sometime in the summer and then 30 days later in the Xbox. But again, here's another worry. How much is this game going to be? Are they going to try to hassle you for the $60 price tag?
Not, because that's ridiculous.
Because again, lately what they've been doing is, I would say it's very fishy, and I'm being extremely generous with my wording, because they're not. They've been trying to haggle gamers for every ounce of money they have. This whole thing about ransoming the remaster was a bad move. Everything that they've done, even the fact that the multiplayer maps are more expensive than they were when they first came out, and they're really not doing anything different.
No,
it's not like they've got a whole building.
Think about how they double dip, triple dip, quadruple dip. You'll have some of the Modern Warfare maps were remastered in the next Modern Warfare 2. They were remastered and brought into that. And so, like, they've been playing this game with so-called remasters for years.
And now they're doing it with zombies.
That's right, with the Black Ops 3 zombies for $30.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, man.
So again, this whole idea, guys, they're barely spending any money on this. And they're making bank. I mean, literally, they're coming in and they're it's highway robbery, basically, because, well, not really too much highway robbery, but it's almost at that extent, because they're barely working on this. They're just rehashing it and making a shitload of money. It's just like Skyrim. How many times are they going to remaster Skyrim?
Yeah, and Skyrim was too expensive on the PS4.
It was.
It was too expensive on the PS4. Shouldn't have been that expensive. But whatever. So I guess, are you going to get it if it comes out?
I'd have to see the price.
Let's say it's like, hopefully, I think this is too much, but let's say $30.
No.
No?
No. I don't think that game should be $30, even with the remaster. I think a sweet spot will be, and this is pushing it for me, right around $20.
With all the maps.
With the maps. I'll even be generous and I'll say that $20, and I'll pay an extra $10 for the maps, the extra maps, but all the maps. Not this whole thing about $30 plus an extra $30.
So you're saying $30 for like a complete.
Yeah, or maybe just do like a lot of other companies have done, where here's the idea. Here's a good idea. Include the whole Modern Warfare series remastered, and then do it for $40 and include all the maps. That would be great. It's not really gonna cost them that much to make it. I mean, they produce these things like bottled water.
That would be interesting if they're planning to like redo the other ones.
I'm sure they are, but this one is probably just one, and then they'll try to hit you for number two and number
and then
three.
they're gonna hit you with a 3-pack later on.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, that's my thought on it. So moving on, I guess number 4 on the list is
Fire Emblem.
Oh my God, Fire Emblem.
So I think I mentioned this in some video a while ago. I beat Fire Emblem. Was it Birthright? No, one of those two. Conquest. No, Birthright. The easier one. I haven't played the other one yet. I thought it was okay. Maybe I'll do a review of it sometime later throughout the summer. But, they're kind of popping these Fire Emblem games out pretty fast now. Are they good or not? I don't know. We'll see how this one is. But one thing that I didn't like about the Conquest and Birthright, apart from that should have been one game, not 3. That was just a waste. That was a way to screw you and make more money. Is the fact that they started with this whole DLC thing. These $10 DLCs, these $2 DLC for a map, or $20
DLC.
You don't need DLC for this, maybe I shouldn't say for a 3DS game, but for the most part, for those little extra maps, they should just be included with the game.
I think that Fire Emblem was basically broken up to make 3 games or whatever.
It was, because why else would it be on one cartridge?
But this thing, guys, and let us know in the comments, this new Fire Emblem comes with a season pass that's more expensive than the game itself.
Yeah, I think the game. Well, I think right because
the game is $39.99 and the season pass is $44.99. Yeah, it's $5.
Blows my mind.
Yeah, it's $5 more, but it's not a big deal. But it is $44.99. It's more than the actual game. And if this is allowed to continue, you will have other companies saying, "Hey, this $60 game should have a $70 season pass." Don't think that they're not thinking about it. They would love to do this.
I don't know how to justify that, because you'd have to have a downloadable content that is more than the game itself. At which point, why is it just not a new game?
Well, this is the thing with that.
Which will still be cheaper.
Well, yeah, this is the thing with that. This downloadable content, they like to justify it as like, oh, this skin is worth $10. This sword is worth 17 or whatever the case is. Kind of like For Honor, these amounts of steel are worth this sword and all that. That to me is BS. For $44.99, you better give me another freaking game. And
that's what I'm trying to say. If they're gonna give you a whole other game, you would still pay less to buy a separate game.
Exactly.
The game is $39.
But I'm saying you better give me another game, and you better give me an art book, and you better give me something else, because this is in my eyes, this is unacceptable. $44.99 for a season pass while your game is $39.99. And I don't even know if they've broken up the game.
That may be it.
Let us know what you guys think. Are you guys excited about this? I'm pretty much sure some of you may not be, because if you're like me, I don't like throwing money away on useless things.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I do like Fire Emblem. Fire Emblems tend to be pretty good.
I think the earlier Fire Emblems have been great.
Yeah, the early ones.
Anyway, since it's summer already and maybe some of you guys are in school or getting out of school soon, we wanted to talk about some of the movies that are coming out.
Yeah, like I guess we mentioned, we're Renaissance men.
Yeah.
We like a lot, and both of us are really, really into movies as well as video games.
Yeah, movies, video games, anime. As you see in our titles, tech and everything. Even though we haven't talked about tech too much, I would love to do some videos about certain tech and review it. But again, with regards to movies, we want to talk about some of the summer movies that are coming out, and if Player One and I are interested in them. So we both have different takes. I guess the first movie announcement is that there's possibly going to be a Hellboy movie. Actually, before we get into the movies, we'll talk about Hellboy.
All right.
There's a new Hellboy movie coming out, and it's in the works, but apparently it's a reboot, and the new Hellboy will be the guy that plays the cop in Stranger Things. Now, for me, I'm like, I kind of see Ron Perlman as Hellboy, and to do a reboot, I don't like reboots because they've really shitted on all the reboots that have come out lately. So I kind of cringe when I hear they're making a reboot. However, could it be good? Maybe, but again, I would like to see Hellboy 3, but not a reboot.
Here's the problem. I think the original 2 Hellboys are actually pretty good movies.
I like
them a lot. I love Guillermo del Toro's directing. He has a great style and very cool ideas for creatures. He's somebody that just does creatures well.
Yeah, he's somebody that I love his creatures, his ideas. I wouldn't invite him to my house because I think that maybe he'll like suck my soul or something because he's just like a little fat guy that's funny and kind of like weird in his own sense.
He has like some stuff from H.G. Geiger or whatever.
Yeah,
like some official furniture from him and all that.
He's very artistic, so I give him that, and I'm just joking around, but I have mad respects for the guy because he knows his creature concepts and what he's doing.
And he's creative too.
And he's very creative, and I think that what he was saying before was that to do a Hellboy 3, they needed $120 million to actually make the movie. And that's not happening. So now they're going to reboot.
Well, here's the thing about him, though. The guy is like a walking bad luck machine. He's like cancer for production, man. Anything that guy touches basically goes to shit. And I feel bad saying that to him because he's such a great, I think creative guy. But damn, anything from video games to other movies to reboots, he just can't touch anything in Hollywood or entertainment. It goes bad. Unfortunately,
as of late, he's had bad issues with that. But he's great. I mean, I love what he did with Pacific Rim. I loved it. I thought it was
not in Pacific Rim 2.
Yeah, he's not directing Pacific Rim 2. I guess they took it away from him. But with regards to Hellboy, he's not even directing Hellboy, the reboot. It's a new director and everything.
And that's what I kind of don't want to see because I feel like the Hellboy is established. On the other hand, it's been a long time. And I think a lot of people, younger generations, don't know those Hellboy movies and definitely don't read the comics because it's not that popular as a comic, I think.
Here's where I fear that if Guillermo del Toro was saying that Hellboy 3 was going to be a little bit bigger, but it needed $120 million to be made, and that wasn't even happening, now they're going to move away from actually him as the director or even Ron Perlman being Hellboy, and they're going to establish new characters, new actors, a new director, and they're going to reboot Hellboy. Certainly, they're not going to spend $120 million on it.
You bring up a good point.
They're going to spend a cheaper budget. So, therefore, I'm going to get a reboot, which is bad enough, given that Ghostbusters reboot and a whole bunch of other things have come out, and they've been utter garbage. So, we're getting a cheaper reboot of a movie.
Yeah.
And I kind of fear that because it sounds to me like this is going to be caca, basically.
Yeah, you make a good point. I didn't think about that. You're right. Maybe that's part of why it's being made. It's going to be made on the cheap.
Maybe. Yeah. Just look at Power Rangers.
Jesus, I don't even want to talk about that smelling turd.
Anyway, moving on with now the movies for summer. We want to list some movies and talk about them. See if Player One and I are excited. I'll list the list of movies first. First one is Spider-Man. Then there's Alien Covenant. Then there's Wonder Woman. Then there's Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Transformers, and Dark Tower. We try to list the movies that we know about the summer.
Yeah, I'm sure there's others that we missed. But
so I guess the first one is Spider-Man. Are you excited for it?
No.
No?
No.
See, I have to agree with that. I really don't like this new Spider-Man. I don't like who they
I don't
pick.
like the way it looks. I don't like that we're back to being a little kiddie Spider-Man in high school because that's all they're ever going to sell. I don't like the kid. I don't like it's just like a little kid. It's back to the cheesy freaking.
To me, he's annoying.
He's annoying. I don't like him. And I think it's a shame that a lot of people didn't like the other Spider-Man because I don't know what happened. People had the veil over their eyes. The original trilogy of Spider-Man is absolute garbage. They messed with the lore so bad. They did the worst possible villains. Venom was a joke. The only thing that was cool was Sandman.
Yeah, I actually like Sandman.
Venom was a joke. Even the thing that this guy was like a crybaby. Every 2 seconds he would cry. Always breaking the mask. It was just like that stupid scene where he's walking around dancing on the street. It was a stupid freaking movie. Part 3. And all of them really didn't live up to it. Then they remade him to the Amazing Spider-Man. I think they picked a guy who I didn't think I was going to like. And he was actually good. I like the more seriousness of it. What was the girl's name? I forgot the blonde girl.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. She did great. I think the villains were great. The only problem...
The concepts.
I felt that the concepts in those movies were not good. All the main villains look stupid, in my opinion.
I think the lizard was cool, but they should have done his design more of the traditional
Remember
lizard.
that they had that in the Comic-Con? They showed you the snout, and it looked awesome. And then they got rid of that for that stupid guy face.
I wonder if they use Weta. Because apparently Weta loves to use the same troll face. They've used it. If you guys don't know, Weta used to be an amazing special effects studio, if you want to call them that. They did Lord of the Rings.
I think it's owned by Peter Jackson.
It is, but I loved what they used to do. All of a sudden, it's like Ninja Turtles, Doomsday from Batman v Superman.
Basically, they're like Assassin's Creed / Call of Duty of the
They've
CGI
become
world.
that.
They have asset packets that they just sell, and so they have like, okay, you want a monster, make them look like the troll from Lord of the Rings, which looks like the Ninja Turtles, which looks like Doomsday. It's that like that same troll face.
Yeah, so it's like, anyway, I don't know if it was made by them, but I didn't really like the concepts. But anyway,
Yep. You're gonna laugh. I just looked it up while he was talking. Weta Workshop, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 Weta Workshop design.
See, I
That's
knew
what
it.
it was. They got Weta Workshop, and Weta Workshop is the asset flippers of the CGI world.
Yeah,
Look
so
at
see,
that
that's
shit.
why all
at
these
that
monsters
shit.
kind of have the same
That
face.
same like kind of bald retard face.
Yeah,
If that
so
makes sense.
anyway, I'm not excited about this movie. I don't care if Iron Man's in it. In fact, Iron Man is not one of the heroes that I like in
I
Marvel.
don't like Iron Man. He's a douche.
Yeah, it's
And
not
if
just
they're gonna
because
make him a douche, they didn't do the sophisticated like evil guy from like the comic books. He's just like a douche.
Yeah, I never liked Iron Man. I think he's the main villain of the Marvel universe. But anyway, Alien Covenant. Are you excited about that?
I don't know. You see, here's the thing. You're more into Aliens than I am, right?
Yeah, because I loved Alien. I love James Cameron's Aliens.
I agree.
I love
3 was garbage. From there on, it wasn't that good.
well, Alien 3 wasn't good, but I can stomach it. I loved AVP Requiem, I think it's pronounced. Whatever. The second AVP movie, I liked it. The first Alien vs. Predator movie, I thought was utter garbage.
Yeah, that cat Paul Anderson,
Yeah.
the guy who did the Resident Evils.
Yeah,
Yuck.
he's destroyed the Resident Evil. But anyway, I'm into...
Resident Evil.
I thought Prometheus was actually okay, but I think that he tried to play too much. And again, I think that Ridley Scott is trying to play too much into this, and he's not really fleshed out the world. But I'm interested in Alien Covenant because, again, I like the whole Alien franchise, and I don't know.
It looks pretty cool. Obviously, it's the alien stuff. It's just that I don't want another boring movie about they spend half of the movie with the mystery and then the other half one by one dying with an alien. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that anymore. They need to really push this to the next level. Just like the Predator films. Do like an all-out war or something like that. Not these Mickey Mouse movies that take place on a ship. That take place like Prometheus was a cool idea. And let's say it was a good setup. But I'm watching the trailers for this. I continue to see these little movies. They're never big scale movies.
Well, the thing about it, I think Prometheus is the fact that he didn't really explain anything. He just gave you more questions.
He doesn't, and that's the problem. I don't think he's fleshed that out. He has an idea, but he's not like somebody like Tolkien, or like he's gonna really go into detail and say this is the world, this is the lore, this is the race, this is their history. He doesn't do all that.
I don't think so, and that's
concepts.
what I'm fearful of Alien Covenant, because we're just gonna get a little snippet, and then he's gonna be like, "Oh, wait until part 3. That's when you'll know the answer." And that's what I'm scared of. But I am interested in the movie.
So you're gonna see it?
I'll probably see it on one of those early matinees for $5, $6, or whatever.
See, that's the other part, and like,
oh yeah,
I'm not rich, man, and even if I want to check out 3 of these movies, if I go with like my girlfriend or something, you're talking about like $30-$40.
Well, here's the thing with that.
Any food, man.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. I have no say so in that, because I used to be like, I'm gonna take the matinee, but every time I try to be cheap, I have to be smart with it, because if I take my girlfriend and she finds out that I'm trying to be cheap,
She
she's
doesn't
like,
watch these videos, right?
no,
I
hope not. But anyway, I try to be cheap with it. She's like, why are you trying to be cheap? And I'm like, for no reason. No, we're just, we'll go out to eat and all that. And she's like, no, you're trying to be cheap, because if you spend on video games as much as you spend on taking me out, then we're going on Friday night or on Saturday night, not on a Tuesday morning.
Jeez.
So anyway, but in all reality, it's very expensive, because if you take out, I don't know where you guys are, but if you take out just yourself, it could be anywhere from $10 to $15 to $18.
Yeah, if you try to get 3D, you're like almost $20.
Yeah, so then you have to calculate times 2. Then you have to feed her, so you got to get something to drink, something maybe some popcorn. She's gonna want some sweets, so you know that. And then you sit down in the theater, you watch the movie, and then you come out, and she's probably thinking like, what are we gonna eat now? We're gonna go to a restaurant.
If you're listening to this and you have a girlfriend, or you have a boyfriend, or whatever the case is. I want to know what you think. I'm very curious because I'm scared of like some crazy like feminist hate right now. What you're saying?
I'm not trying to.
Because not every girl is like that. All right.
No, not every
I'm just
girl.
saying.
But let's be real. After you've been together for some time, and it's not about woman bashing or anything like that. It's just that as a guy, you kind of you want to, in a way, kind of provide, and you've been together for some time, or even if it's just the first day, you want to provide. You don't want to just.
God, dude, our channel's gonna get hacked by SJW.
Anyway, anyway, you kind of want to provide, and you kind of don't want to be like a cheapo. But at the same time, I'm not rich, so I can't really spend $100 every
Probably
week.
would be if you wasted less on games.
Maybe, but I don't want to spend $100 every weekend. But anyway, it gets expensive, and especially if you have like 4 or 5 movies that you want to see in the summer, you're like, holy cow, man! There goes my.
It's expensive.
There goes my.
There goes the pickups for May.
Yeah,
for
there goes.
June.
There goes
no
the
more pickups.
Yeah, so if you guys know why I haven't done a pickups for June or July or August,
That's why.
That's why. But anyway,
So you're gonna see Prometheus?
I
think so.
Not Prometheus.
Oh,
Alien
yeah,
Covenant.
sorry.
Yeah, I think
Prometheus
so.
Part 2, whatever you want
All
to
right.
call it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna see Prometheus Part 2.
Okay.
The other thing, Wonder Woman.
No.
I'm gonna have to see it
Why?
because my girlfriend wants to see Wonder Woman. I have no choice.
She has no taste in movies, man.
I told her that. I was like, no, and she's like, no, I want to see Wonder Woman. So
The last trailer looked like you won't vomit while you're watching the movie, but the DC universe has, as much as I like it more than Marvel as the characters go, the movie universe is shit, man.
Yeah, I made the mistake of actually showing my girlfriend some of the DC and getting her into DC, and then she's like, I want to see Wonder Woman. I was like, but it doesn't look as good. It doesn't. It's not as good. I try to justify it, and she's like, yeah, but I'm gonna go see it. So I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go. I don't care what she says.
So the other one, Guardians of the Galaxy, even though it's out right now, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, if it wasn't so expensive, I'd go see it. I don't know if I'm gonna see it right away. Cause here's one thing, I liked part 1. It was a surprise hit for me because I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. However, even though it looks really funny in part 2, I really liked what they did with the red guy. I forgot his name. The wrestler that's like ripped.
Drax.
He's funny. Yeah, I like him almost more than any other character in the trailers I've seen for part 2. But I'm a little concerned where they're going. They're trying to touch this like 70s comic book thing, which is okay. That's fine. That's starting to be the hip thing you're going to sell, which is why Thor looks like that 70s kind of design. I get that. But I'm a little concerned with the overuse of CGI, kind of like that color, super fake looking CGI. I'm a little concerned that there are some parts that look very cheesy.
Yeah,
So
I have
I'm
to
a
agree
little
with that.
concerned they're going too much in that direction.
I have to agree with that, and I'm not usually a big fan of over CGI. I like the practical effects more, but I'll probably still watch it. Maybe not right now.
Yeah, I guess.
But I'll probably watch it like within the next 2 weeks
I could probably see it too.
and see it under a Tuesday matinee.
I think out of the movies we mentioned so far, that one's probably one I'm more likely to go see.
Now here's one that I know that Player One will love to see: Transformers.
Don't even play, man. I'm gonna hit you right now, dude. Not even funny. The Transformer. First of all, you're the one that likes Michael Bay more than I do.
No,
Yeah, you do, man.
no.
You for all the crap that you're gonna talk about Transformers right now, because I know you're gonna talk shit about it. You saw that freaking Transformers 2 like a million times at home. You brought the Blu-ray day one, and even if you just saw, or Transformers 3, even if you just saw those 10 minutes of cool action, you saw those 10 minutes like 100 times.
Here's the thing, guys. I'm a huge Transformers fan. I love Generation 1. I love Headmaster series, The Return of Prime, the movie, everything. You saw
the movie in the movie theaters, right?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, jeez.
So
That's cool.
I cried when I saw Optimus Prime die.
Yeah, I can't
as a
blame
child.
you. That must have been big.
So anyway, the thing about it, I think that Michael Bay has destroyed the franchise. However, what he did in Transformers 3 is actually pretty good as far as the fighting, and I think that out of the whole Transformers movies, now we're on part 5, but part 3 is actually the best one in my eyes because
it has some cool scenes.
It was a little bit more darker in my eyes, but I enjoyed it. And again, I saw it. I've seen it many times, and it's kind of one of those movies that I kind of pop into the Blu-ray player and I'll watch it, and it starts to get better the more times I see it.
because your mind becomes numb to the garbage man.
Maybe it's that. Maybe it's that.
I can't get over the way it's just been. First of all, I haven't seen Transformers 4. I've seen like scenes, and I could never sit through that freaking movie.
I can't sit through Transformers 4.
But even the original trilogy, frankly, I just think they've ruined. They've destroyed it. If DC has fucked up their comic books, I think Transformers has gotten that on steroids. They've destroyed any hope. There's no hope of ever making a good and walking out of Transformers. There's still some very faint pinpoint hope that with a good director, DC can come back if you change characters, do some stuff. There's no hope for Transformers. That needs to be completely stopped. And if you're going to do a reboot, but you just can't fix all the freaking crap they've messed up.
I agree. It's very hard to fix Transformers at this point. But again...
You gonna go see it though?
No, of course not.
Plus, Mark Wahlberg sucks, man. He was cool. He's basically only cool to me as a dick because that guy can't act.
Like in The Departed?
Like The Departed. He can basically be cool as a dick. That's what his job is.
But anyway, all right. With that said, as the phrase goes, one movie I know that we're both excited for is The Dark Tower.
Yeah, I'm very interested in The Dark Tower.
I like The Dark Tower. And if you guys don't know about The Dark Tower, I seriously recommend you reading those books because it is a good read. It's probably up there with Stephen King's best. If you guys, just a little bit of spoilers if you guys want to...
Maybe you shouldn't say too much.
No, I'm not going to spoil too much, but if you guys like It, Dreamcatcher, The Stand, and a couple other of his books, if you've read those books and you've read them more than once, you kind of know that this is all part of a multiverse.
Yeah, it's basically like the Marvel multiverse.
Yeah, exactly.
Marvel's not the first. You know?
Exactly. So all these guys exist in the same kind of multiverse. Yeah. And the Dark Tower is kind of the center. If you want to call it like Earth Prime, the tower basically is a linchpin that holds the reality and holds the multiverse together. So in The Stand, you have the main character as being Randall Flagg, which is kind of like the devil and all that. He is the man in black in the Dark Tower. So it's an entity that exists in multiple worlds. And it's very cool concept. Stephen King that did it, or one of his ghostwriters.
I think Stephen King is a great writer.
I think so too.
A lot of his stuff, man, is very cool.
I think sometimes he has problems with the endings, but
yeah,
again...
Yeah, that's true. His endings tend to be a little not so great.
Yeah,
sometimes.
But I'm excited about the movie because it's not really based on the books per se as far as they're trying to tell the book in the movie.
It's a sequel to it, right?
It's a sequel to the books. Okay. So that is very cool to me because it's not like trying to do book one or whatever. It's actually a sequel.
I wonder how much of a role he played into it. That's what I wonder.
I wonder too, but I'm excited to see it.
I like the characters.
I like the characters too, so I'm excited about that. I wonder if they're gonna show the Crimson King and some of the other characters. So I can't wait.
Yeah, let me know or let us know if you read any Stephen King books, which ones you've read, if you have, or if you have any interest in this movie. Even if you don't know about it, I'll say this: these are the kind of movies that need to start being made. We need to. First of all, back away a little bit from the superhero, and let's say they keep making them. That's fine. I want some cool fantasy things like this. Is what I miss. Like good movies that are not just a superhero or a depressing wannabe romantic comedy or something like that.
Yeah,
like, this is what we need. Variety.
I need an explosion of difference. I need like Robotech to be made.
That would be great. Man.
I need Robotech to be made. I need more Pacific Rim. I need something like this. I need like what else? Can I think of? A better Transformer, a better G.I. Joe movie, maybe a Masters of the Universe that's done right, not a reboots or nothing like that. I would love to see like an explosion of everything, just like great movies being made, or at least movies that are pretty good. Like I enjoyed Logan, I enjoyed Deadpool. I mean, like push the bar up. I mean, like I want that. But anyway, I do want to hear from you guys. Maybe you guys can list in the comments what order you're going to see these movies, or if you're going to see these movies.
Any of these movies.
Yeah, if you're going to see any of these movies, let us know. I mean, so we can all have fun and stuff. And let me know if like you guys are on the same boat, trying to, save money to see certain movies and so forth. Let us know what movies you guys like, and if you can, put them in order,
from best.
Yeah, from the best or the ones that you're gonna see the most to like the least. Tell us if you agree with our assumptions, or what other movies you guys like that we didn't mention. Let us know. I mean, at least for the summer movies, I know that Thor Ragnarok is coming in November, but we try to just include the summer movies. But let us know your opinions, and maybe we can have a discussion about it in the comment section. And
all right, cool. If you guys, if you like the video, like we always say, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like it if you're new, and share it with your friends. We're still trying to kind of build this channel up, and hopefully we can get that going and get some more communication and feedback from you guys. So that would be great.
Yeah, we're going to keep on bringing more content for you guys. Hopefully you guys will enjoy. So this is Player 2
And this is Player 1.
Later.